Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And I continue with Elex, Blind. I have arrived at Goliet, which is a town of the Berserkers, and I presume probably even the entirety of this episode is just going to be exploring everything in town and talking to everyone.
We'll talk later, yeah?
Yeah, so I guess what I saw before were ballista bolts, because they have rather large ballistas standing guard. Okay, I'm not going to steal anything.
Hey, are you my backup?
What backup?
Oh, for the love of her. There's no one gonna send me some relief. I need a piss, a sit down, and a different fucking view. How the flying set of syphilitic raptor bags is one man supposed to guard this area alone?
What's got you so angry?
Angry? Me? I've been ordered to stand here, balls swinging in the wind, with rotboars loose out there. With albs crawling around in the undergrowth ever since that raider crashed out to the west. Oh yeah, why would I be upset? Because I can't think what I've done to be left here, so I can have my man-jewels gnawed off by a pack of mutant canines. It's like they want this town to be overrun.
The defenses look solid enough for wild animals. Like they have, elevated positions. They have a palisade.
The defenses look solid.
Yeah, unless the rotboars dig under them.
Oh.
Or the albs fly over them. Or anyone turns up with, say, 200 guys and walks right over me. You know rotboars will eat anything, and I mean anything. I need some damn backup. Alvar was supposed to be guarding the seedling field. But can you see him? No, because that lazy duty-skipping strip of an ass rag has disappeared. You couldn't go and find him, could you? If I'm gonna die, I might as well do it with company.
What are seedlings?
What are they? They're world hearts.
But what's that?
What are world hearts?
Heart and soul of the Berserkers they are. Magellan's very own mother's tin. Shove one of those in the soil and just watch the land around it grow. All this here was wasteland till the milk of mana came and changed it. You feed a seedling with mana, and when it's mature, a world heart will clean out the Elex and bring the ground to life.
Elex poisons the ground?
Elex poisons everything. But if we plant enough world hearts, we'll make the whole of Magellan green again. Unless those wretched albs bomb everything flat first.
Okay, so I guess maybe those were the glowing orbs that I saw in the wilds while going to Goliet?
What is mana?
Magic, isn't it? Magic. But you want to know how it works? You'll have to ask Caldrum or someone. I just see the results.
I can try a charisma check. Skill too low, okay. Unfortunately, I must say this, which I don't feel particularly great about because it's a bit aggressive.
There's magic out there, and you dig fields. You must feel pretty pathetic.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that.
Did you see the Alb Raider crash?
Sure. I had a ringside seat here. Whoosh, blam, serves the bastard right. Flying around up there, raining shit on other people. Got some of his own shit back from someone, didn't he?
And did you see who shot the Raider down?
No, someone went foom on the thing and down it went. Whatever happened, happened quick. Goes to show relying on technology is pure madness. Nobody would get me into one of those infernal machines at any rate. Machines are against nature. You see what comes of them when it crashes out of the sky.
Okay, I was with them until a certain point. You know, their supposed goal of recultivating Magellan back to be a green planet seems like a nice thing to do, but I am seriously, like, if they are going to dig their hole deeper with the whole, oh, machines are against nature bullshit, then that might turn me sour very, very quickly, because this line of argumentation makes no sense whatsoever. Like, civilization is against nature, living in houses, which they do, is against nature, wearing clothes, which they also do, and armor and weapons is against nature, quote unquote, which basically, what he means, I guess, is that in the state of nature it didn't exist, but none of those states, none of those things did. We humans are the only animal that has created a civilization and that has created tools. Some of the other primates use tools, like they can use rocks or twigs as a tool, but we are the only ones who create tools. And technically speaking, in a very direct sense, all of that is quote-unquote against nature. That's why this argument makes no sense whatsoever and is pointless. Not to mention, actually, strictly speaking, I'm not sure whether magic, because magic isn't native to this world, it has arrived with the meteor. So, like, what assurances do they have? Technically speaking, magic is still quote-unquote against nature of this world. What assurances do they have that magic is not in fact like alien technology or something?
Was it a berserker that shot the raider down?
No way. If someone from here had done that, they'd have had a parade, and they'd never have stopped talking about it. No. Which does make you wonder who it could have been.
Why should I help you?
Because you want to be safe. Because you don't want to get close and personal with an alb or a rotboar or worse. Because I'm the only guy holding back the whole of hostile Edan myself.
You don't care about it. No, you're right.
You are right.
Oh, thank the pilgrim's sweet smile. Finally. I knew you looked like a good one.
I'll find Alvar.
I was hoping you'd say that. You could start by asking Drog. He's probably on duty over at the town gate. If anyone knows where Alvar is, it's Drog. Those two are best buddies.
Okay, but first I will just go higher. No, I plan to explore everything in town and talk to everyone. So that's an interesting structure.
Not now.
Not now.
No, I can't talk to you right now. Not now.
Not now.
Nobody's home, apparently.
Yeah? Not now.
Okay, does this go back to the gate?
Go and bother someone else.
Because if so, I might as well talk to the guard there. Because I was intended to do that anyway, to ask about Alvar. So yeah, I think it does go back to the main gate.
About your friend Alvar.
What about him?
Where is he? He should be standing guard.
How should I know?
He comes and goes as he pleases. But if you're gonna start looking for him, try the tavern. Ask Orlan, the tavern keeper. He could have seen Alvar.
Right.
Okay, so I guess it's somehow somewhere on the elevated ground in the part of the city I have not been in. I'm going there anyway, so, you know, I do intend to visit all of the houses and talk to everyone. Is this the tavern?
Another incomer. Are you here to trade, fight, or just add another mouth to the masses? Because unless we get help, I don't know how we're gonna keep feeding the people we've already got here. They are supposed to be able to conjure stuff up with their magic, but can they do that with supplies? Can they magic up the food we need? No, they can't.
Magic up supplies?
Mana, spells, magic it up, whatever you want to call it. Work here might be quite hard, physical labor, but it's supposed to be balanced out with magic. But where is the help that I need? But then, what does magic do for me when I'm hungry? In any case, I won't let myself be deceived. Even if our magic can protect us from what is out there, it is no replacement for a full stomach.
What do you have to trade?
You can take a look at our stock. The selection is more limited than I'd like, but it's what we have. Of course, if we weren't besieged by outlaws, albs, and we're still pen-pushing bureaucrats, I could offer you more.
Are things really that bad in Goliet?
That depends who you ask. I'm sure there are some who don't notice how hard it is for everyone at the bottom of the pile.
Okay, I don't have that much charisma, right? Yeah.
It sounds like you have a problem.
Oh, I wish it was only one. But let's start with the Ison clan, promising me regular deliveries from the Valley of the Damned, and then failing to get them for me. It's time Master Thorald returned from his retreat to put this right. But like everyone else, it seems like he has plans greater than, say, making sure everyone gets fed. If we don't get that food, we'll be living on hope and fresh air. Then, why should you care if our warlords don't?
Can I help?
You? Well, I'm not one to turn down that sort of offer. My only motive is to keep people fed. If I'm going to achieve that, I need someone to talk to Angrim. I need someone to persuade him how serious the situation is. These warriors seem to think that fighting is the only thing that matters. But let's see them try fighting when they've not eaten for a week. Can you tell Angrim that's how bad it is? That if we don't start getting boxes of supplies, then the only thing he'll have to eat is boxes.
Where can I find this Master Thorald?
The pilgrim has been gone for so long, I'm not sure anyone knows where he is. He announced that he needed to go into retreat for some higher purpose, and that was it. He left. All we know is that his leaving had something to do with Elex and mana. But what exactly, I don't think anyone knows.
It sounds like these supply problems are getting you down.
No guards for escorting the supplies here or to distribute them afterwards. Outlaws and clerics stealing some of what we do send.
Yes, it's not just you. I had my armor stolen by an outlaw.
Outlaws. The one thing you can trust them to do is to steal things.
And do you know where they take the things they've stolen?
Well, if they're true outlaws, there is only one place they'll take them. Straight to Tavar and a share of the profit.
Interesting to know. I will speak to Angrim for you.
Thank you. My hunters are doing their best, but we can't get by without those food supplies from the valley.
She can teach me something.
Teach me something.
Of course.
Here you can spend your learning points, learn new skills, but only if your attributes are high enough. So she can teach me personality skills, I guess. Is there anything I would want If your code level is between 80 and 1000, you receive a bonus to a weapon damage. Gain some melee bonus if you're between 40 and 60. I think I'm going for more emotional, if anything, but gives you an additional attribute point when you level up. That might be kind of useful, but I don't have enough intelligence for that, because if I use that, if I buy that early, you know, that would be that would maybe pile up. Friend of beasts, stop weak animals from attacking. That's pointless. Reduces the cost of fines. Pointless because I don't intend on committing that many crimes. Increases the fighting strength of companions. Possibly useful. Increases charisma. Personality skills. But I can't. I don't have enough attributes in any of those. Increases combat value. Increases charisma. I'm kind of interested in this, maybe, but for now I can't afford any of those. What do you have as far as regular trading goes?
Can we trade?
Look around. Tell me what you need.
So that's what she sells. I do have a hatchet like this. Forge wrench, damage 23. Okay, I'm not interested in most of this, so can I sell anything? I guess at this point I can sell one of those and this. I'm keeping all of this, and as for junk, I will keep it for now because it might be used for crafting and the like. So yeah, let's complete it for now.
We'll talk later, yeah? Ah, really? I have to go. I have to get going.
You can get out.
Okay, they don't like me being here. Okay, that's the tavern, judging from the sign of the two mugs clashing together. And here's Alrik.
Well, there's a face I haven't seen before. Newcomer, aren't you?
You have a problem with new faces?
Problem? Me? Oh, I never have problems, only solutions. And I reckon we can solve problems for each other.
What problems?
Of the financial kind. The kind where I've got money I'm just looking to give away, and you have empty pockets to fill.
Kind of sounds like a scam, but I'm listening.
I'm listening.
I'll bet. You look like the listening kind. Except maybe being impaled up the unmentionables with a hot, rusty poker. But, and I'm getting to the point, here's me, right? A loyal and honest berserker, someone who knows what's right, what's legal and what's not. Then there's a newcomer like you. Well, any newcomer has the potential to make honest mistakes when it comes to legalities. And if you did, then I, as an honest berserker, could help put such mistakes right in a way that earns us both Elexit.
You want to trade illegal goods?
You want to trade illegal goods?
Illegal here is legal there. Law's just a matter of geography, isn't it? So, if you were to get your hands on rare, legally questionable items, I could, being a loyal berserker, take that trouble off your hands.
Rare items?
Rare is where the Elexit is. You could spend your life dreaming of Elexit, or spend your Elexit living your dreams. Your choice.
Okay, I have to
That's it.
pause for a second, so I'll stop the conversation. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, so let's continue that conversation with Alrik.
If they don't take
You're looking for rare items?
I help people with problems. When someone discovers rare items that are legally questionable, I solve this problem without the need to take up the time of our busy official authorities. No fuss, no overstretching our legal authorities. It's much better for everyone, and all for the right price. I just do as any honest, loyal, law-abiding, practical berserker should do.
So he's a fence, basically.
What items do you trade?
Trade? No, that would be illegal. No, I don't trade. I run a sort of lottery, one where you pay me for a chance to win the item of your choice.
I have to gamble?
You could say that, but once you offer the right price, the odds are you'll always be a winner. I only have a limited selection. We are in Goliet, and the laws make a lot of items illegal. Well, you know what they say. One man's forbidden is another man's profit. Of course, as a loyal and honest berserker, you won't catch me saying things like that.
I want to make a trade.
Always happy to trade.
Yeah, Thief Cap. He's not shady at all. Not at all. Instruction on how to make an Elex potion that removes Elex cravings. Okay, I'm not going to buy anything. Like, I don't yet know what is good, but why can't I make him go to his post? Like, I don't really want to trade illegal items with him, because generally I would say when you arrive at a foreign country, they are entitled to expect that you keep their laws, even if you personally think their laws are stupid. Like, I don't think the fact that you disagree with them gives you the right of not keeping them. You shouldn't have come in the first place if you don't intend on keeping the law of the land. So I will refrain from breaking it for now, especially because while I think them not using advanced technology is kind of stupid, them not using Elex specifically might actually be a very bright thing to do if what they say is true. If Elex is poisonous, not only to people, it is certainly highly addictive, but supposedly it's also poisonous to the land itself. But how can I make him work?
It needs to be totally reworked. If you can get the
What have we here? Welcome to the Berserkers. You want to make it all the way to the top? You must observe our sacred traditions. Most sacred of all, never have an empty glass. Tell me, what brings you here?
Do you know a berserker named Alvar? Yeah, he's right next to me.
Do you know a berserker named Alvar?
Oh yeah, I know Alvar. That asshole almost tore down half the tavern with his friend Argor a few days ago. Those two drink harder than anyone I've seen drink for a long time. I haven't seen Alvar since. If you find him, you tell him not to show his face in here again.
Do you know where Alvar could be?
No, and I don't want to. You could ask his drinking buddy Argor, down at the pit. He's about the only one talking to Alvar these days.
What? But he was literally just here.
Is this your tavern?
It is indeed. Tavern, home from home, resting place for the hard-working man. We offer shelter to all loyal berserkers. You want something to drink?
Give me a drink.
What'll it be?
Okay, I don't necessarily need to buy anything. So what's up with Alvar though? He was literally just
ran away.
So that
Some people are saying he should be sent into the wilderness and left
for
there.
that in the past.
He's joined us,
His mistake, and now he's in real trouble.
He was literally... Oh, no, he's Alrik. That's a different person. Okay, my bad.
Have we got enough guards on duty? It never feels like we have enough.
That's a real issue. We have to fix that.
My bad.
As he wishes. You should do it. Don't listen to those sorts of comments.
Tell me,
They'll land you in it.
have you heard anything about the elves recently?
Well, it It said that they were very active a few days ago. One of them Albs, Elex, they say, seemed to be very interested in the old observatory in the mountains up there to the west.
Elex, do you know where he is now?
He and his troops went north. Pity. He made it out just before the force sent after him got there. Must have had a fright. There've been no more Albs seen since then.
Do you know where in the north he is gone?
I don't really get any news from past the first border region up there in the highlands of Abessa. There's not many Berserkers prepared to venture far into the Icelands. Hardly anyone who's seen the Ice Palace has returned alive.
Do you know anyone who made it all the way down to the Ice Palace?
Not that is still alive. There were a few warriors, but we lost them in the last attack.
Why do you use such old weapons?
What? You think you can't kill someone with a sword? You don't need Elex weapons to survive. You ask the Alps. Their technology against our magic, and they're the ones in the ground.
Maybe the Berserkers just got lucky.
Ha! Are you one of those people that looks at a shiny gun and thinks it's progress? Elex rots whatever it touches. Look at the Alps. They might as well be mutants. They're unnatural.
What's so good about nature, though? Like, I do sort of agree with their point. If Elex is really poisonous, but that has nothing to do with it being natural or unnatural. It's just toxic, and therefore, not a good idea to keep using it.
What's so good about nature?
Have a beer, and you can taste it. Nature is magic. Real magic. Took the comet for people to realize that. So, that's what we do here. We work with nature. Nature gives us mana, and mana gives us magic.
Idan is different to the other places I've been.
Well, there you have me beaten. I've never left Idan, but from what I've been told, the comet scorched the ground and what didn't die was poisoned by Elex. It's only here that the world is growing again. Generations of Berserkers have worked hard to make this place. And now we have the World Hearts. The other lands should be welcoming us. They should be begging us to come and heal the world instead of attacking us.
Who are the Berserkers?
We're the only real free people there are. I know, we have our laws. But better that than a knife at your throat like the outlaws. Or an Elex edition like those Alps. We're working together to make this world better. You work hard here, you're rewarded. There's no others will be so fair to you.
Yeah, not joined all right? You know? Look after yourself.
Okay, I didn't want to sneak.
So that didn't work.
Hey, can I help you? What do you want here?
Who wants to know?
My name is Born. I am the chief overseer of the seedling farms here in Goliet. Let me welcome you to Goliet, the jewel of Magalan. Here you can see what our world once was, and what she can be again. But tread carefully whilst you're here. Some of the plants we're cultivating in the seedling farms are fragile. Damaging them means exile to the Valley of the Damned. So I'd watch your step. It'll make life easier all round. Life is a lot more comfortable here in Goliet than out in that valley.
What's a seedling farm?
We grow a lot of different plants here. Specimens of all the types we can find. But of them all, the World Hearts are the most important. For where they grow, all life will follow. That's why these plants get their own fortified defenses. If you would like to see the work we do, you are welcome to visit us. Many incomers stay to become cultivators. We always have space for more people willing to dedicate themselves to Magalan. I hope you find your place here.
I'll meet you again later on.
What is a supervisor?
Someone who has already worked so long at a job that people have decided they are better organizing people than doing the actual job. Take care of the world, and the world will take care of you.
Okay. So it goes more kind of to the side here, but I will check all of those homes and then I'll keep walking up.
Hey, what's that you're hiding there?
What are you talking about?
There, on your arm. What is that?
It's an adjutor. Haven't you seen one before?
I've seen one. I've seen several. It's Elex technology, and that sort of device is forbidden to Berserkers here in Goliet. Carrying a piece like that openly on your arm could get you into trouble.
Oh, I can't take it off.
I'm not carrying it. It's an implant.
An implant? Well, that gives you a reason for not removing it. Well, you don't look like an owl. Too much color in your cheeks, too much shine in your eyes. That and you've not tried to kill me. Still, best you know that should you find any other Elex technology on your travels, you should take it to the pit for disposal.
The cleric weapons I found, I don't think they are functional, so I might as well dispose of them. Maybe I'll get some experience for that.
How do you get anything done without technology?
We haven't rejected technology completely. We have rejected Elex technology. And as you can see around you, we have done fine without it. A clean life. Life as it was before the comet. Life grown from mana. Now, that's a better use for Elex than building devices. So we collect technology, extract the Elex from it, and throw the scrap into the pit.
The pit?
That's where we take all forbidden technology. Once the Elex has been extracted there, it goes to the mana shrine, and the junk left over goes down into the pit. We cure the soil of Elix's poison and use it for healing. You will find our healers on the upper ring. They'll show you how we use its power.
Why not do this and use technology?
You sound like one of those technophiles, looking forward and not knowing their history. Listen, there are books from the Great Fall that say there were other ways to power machines, but that most of them poisoned the air and the soil. And so, Alrik and the forefathers decreed that all technology that poisoned our world should be forbidden. And right at the time machines were forsworn, and we started to make Magaland pure again, mana was given to us. Magic is nature's reward for our rejection of technology. And if you have magic, why would you want technology? So the Alps pump Elex into themselves, the clerics feed it to machines, and we transmute it into magic.
But I feel like, first of all, technology is more easily reproduced. It follows, scientific laws. You don't need to be like a chosen one mage to use technology. And it gets easier to use the more advanced it is. Obviously, it's very complicated to build. You'll need actual people who know what they are doing. But as a user, I feel like technology is more dependable. But second of all, his point is kind of stupid again, because he's like, oh, technology was poisoning the world. But from what the intro told me, the pre-fall civilization was kind of like on our level of technological advancement, so they could be using, instead of fossil fuels, they could be using like solar energy or renewable energy, basically, to power their technology.
Surely technology makes life easier.
Such is temptation. The Alps take Elex. They get stronger, but what have they become?
Victorious. They're beating you.
In the short term. They don't even know what they're fighting for. How can they ever be victorious if they let themselves become machines? They have a love of Elex, a need for it, but as to why, if we knew that, perhaps we could talk with them. But they have retreated into Zakor, only to be seen when they come to kill. And they're changing, becoming less human. While our mana helps us cast magic, it's toxic to the Alps.
But Alps can cast magic.
Yes. Now there is something I don't understand.
So if you need Elex, why do you want to get rid of it?
Amrek's paradox. We are told Elex is the center of all ills in the world, and yet it is also the cure. So we collect it, transmute it, and hope we can win the race against those who would use it for destruction. You could help us with that.
You want me to collect Elex?
You must have seen that monster made of metal that sits on the horizon? That Alb converter?
What about it?
The Albs built it to refine Elex here in Edan, but our warriors forced them to abandon it. That machine is a thing abhorrent to nature, but we can make use of it. Well, of the Elex in it. Amrek's paradox. Let's take that horror and make it magic. It won't be an easy task, but I need to get some parts from the converter that have a high Elex concentration in them. Can you do that?
And if I get caught bringing Elex into Goliet?
You have my absolute word that this is official business. I told you, we need this. Amrek and the Pilgrim agree. Magic is nature's cure. Technology, its curse. The World Hearts will purify Magaland without the need for machines. It's up to us to tidy up the mess that those machines have already made.
If Elex is so bad, why do you trade using Elexit?
You mean, why not turn it into mana?
It's Elex, isn't it?
Yes, but the concentration in it is just too low to produce mana. Maybe one day we'll manage it, but until then, it's useful. Everyone spends it, so we do too. I'm glad it's the Pilgrim and the Warlord who have to decide all these things. It makes my head hurt.
But wait, if Elex is toxic, then wouldn't using it for currency be like detrimental to your health? You know, handling it every day, it would be like using something radioactive for currency.
So, you won't be confiscating my Elexit?
Oh, we need as much of it as possible to buy the things we need. So please, trade while you're here.
I will get you the converter parts you want.
Good. Great. Thank you. Be careful, though. Last guy we sent disappeared. He promised he'd be back quickly. Never seen again.
Okay, seems like a tough mission, though. So it might not be very fast that they do that.
Find someone else to talk to.
Go and bother someone else.
There's someone watching the horizon here.
You're new here, right? You're an incomer? Tell me, what do you think about our laws? Do you think they should be strict or just used as guidelines?
Well, what are the laws, actually?
What laws?
You don't know of our laws? It's time you had an education.
Well, tell me then. Like...
Why are you asking me about laws?
Well, you're not one of us. And it's surprising to me that you don't know of our laws. Listen, can I ask you a favor? As an outsider, you're not bound by our laws. Not as much as a true Berserker.
What help do you need?
I believe I saw someone in the pit. Then he escaped. He's sort of hanging around outside town, down that path near the gate. I think he's an outlaw. I'm only guessing, but I think he must be after the equipment we throw down there into the pit. If it is really one, then he has to disappear.
Why don't you tell the guards?
No, they're... If that's a real outlaw, they couldn't deal with it. They're not top-notch, that's why they're here, not on the front line. No, I wouldn't want to put them in danger, but you look like you can handle yourself.
What? That sounds like a very suspicious logic.
Why would an outlaw be down there?
Stealing, of course. Bastards want nothing else but to make themselves rich. And the pit is where we throw all the bits of technology once they've had the Elex removed. Worthless to us, but an outlaw? Well, they'd try and sell maggots to a corpse, wouldn't they?
So, why don't you take care of it?
I'm not allowed to leave here. I've got to do things. I'm a technical expert. Angram wouldn't want me to endanger myself. I mean, if he was a piece of technology, I'd be there. The Elex would be out. The law would be satisfied, but Angram's already watching. He hears I've been near an outlaw, I'm dead, or exiled.
What exactly do you want me to do?
Kill him. The outlaw. I'd recommend you do it from a distance. Don't get close. I'm certain he's up to something.
Who are you?
My name is Ornir. I'm one of the workers at the pit. We decommission forbidden technology here, making Magaland safer one machine at a time. I came up with that. Not everyone understands what we do here, particularly incomers. But as Amrek said, technology is seduction. The easy path will lay us waste. And so, here we are, removing temptation from the weak-minded.
Okay, I will say I will take care of the outlaw, but I'm not sure whether I actually will.
I will take care of the outlaw.
Good. Great. Thanks. I saw him by the cliff outside the gate into Goliet. You know, below the pit. You should check around there.
You know, I'm generally not much for killing people on a random whim, just because a person I have just met asked me to.
Find someone else to talk to.
Okay, so I guess there is no passage through here. If I want to get into the pit, I would have to go back to the main gate. But I haven't finished going through the town, so I might as well do that for now.
Find someone else to talk to.
So I've been in the tavern, right? And that's kind of where I stopped.
Yeah, it's obvious. Are you completely sure? I mean, yeah.
No. There were rules for a reason.
Okay, so let's continue from here. This way.
So, and what is your crime?
What?
I am Warlord Ragnar, patron of this Berserker settlement, while Master Thorold is on pilgrimage. Anyone who commits a crime must answer to me. Emissaries from the other communities also have to speak to me first. So, are you an emissary? Why are you here? Speak.
Okay, I wonder if he will kill me if I say that. Like, I don't think so, because to be honest, that, you know, if he believes me, that seems like a great opportunity for him, seeing how the Albs are their enemies.
I am an Alb defector. My people tried to kill me, and I'm seeking refuge.
Ah. You survived an Alb execution? Even if that is true, then you marched straight into the lion's den. So you had better think very carefully about your next answer. Again, what exactly do you want here?
I'm looking for work, kind of.
I'm looking for work.
You can prove yourself by helping the people of Vidan. There is more than enough work to go around. So if you want to be tolerated here, you must follow my rules. These rules are very simple. If you harm the Berserker community, you will pay. If you serve the community, you will receive fair compensation for it. I hope we understand one another, because if not, you will have to answer to me. Is that clear?
Yeah, you're the boss, I guess.
You're the boss.
Yes, correct. The quicker you understand that, the better for you. Heed my advice, and you will find the Berserkers to be good hosts. Is there anything else?
Yeah, actually a lot.
Master Thorold, what kind of man is he?
Thorold is not here at the moment. The warlords are in charge of the day-to-day running, though all owe their allegiance to him, the Pilgrim. He has taken it upon himself to go into retreat, to seek the answers we need for Edan to survive. His knowledge of magic is superior to anyone's. If there is any person capable of solving the problems we face, it is the Pilgrim.
Do you think the Berserkers can stop the Alps from conquering Edan?
The Berserkers raised Edan from wasteland to forest. This is our home, and we will hold it.
I heard you had taken heavy losses.
War takes its toll. The clerics fought us, the outlaws have raided us, and now we must face the Alps. But the Berserkers' roots run deep into the ground here. And we have something to fight for. With magic, with self-belief and hard steel, we have returned as many dead Alps to Zakor as they have left Berserkers dead and dying here. Cormag, Angrim, and myself will see the Berserkers stand firm. Talk to Angrim if you want to know more.
How is your war against the Alps going?
Our war? This isn't a war of our choosing. They attacked us. Then they sent a party to construct a converter in the north of Edan. You'll find the metallic ruins of it there, and the soil around that monstrosity holds the bones of the Alps that came with it. Since then they have raided, rather than trying to hold ground in Edan. But who knows where and when they will strike next? Here, or in Tavar, or Ignadon. The war has hurt them, no doubt. Even their own kind has rebelled. There's a group of Alp separatists to the north. They continue their love of Elex machines, but they are fighting their own kind.
Where can I find Angrim?
Look for him in the Warriors' Quarter, near the Mana Shrine.
Where is the Warrior Quarter?
That would be near the Mana Shrine. If you wish to find something in Goliet, take your feet out of the door and find someone else to be your tour guide.
Where can I buy armor like yours?
Ha! You can't simply buy a warlord's armor. You don't even have the rank of a cultivator, let alone that of a warrior. And you want warlord's armor?
Why not?
Slow down, friend. First prove to me that you would be a good cultivator. So, make yourself useful in the city, and we can talk about better armor for you.
Let's assume I help you out.
Yes?
What kind of special tasks would you have for me?
Special tasks? Why would you figure that I need someone who can do more than just the usual?
Because I see what's going on here.
Is it that obvious that we have some problems here in Goliet?
Okay, I'm not going to say this because it's very antagonistic towards the leadership, and I feel like he might kill me for the impertinence.
Yes, it's apparent.
I have to admit I underestimated you. At least you're observant. But it also takes guts to confront me. So you really want to help us out?
Yes.
There are many things to be done. Our people are dedicated, but we still have supply shortages. Food, medicine, machine parts, and other equipment. There are too few cultivators in the fields. Speak to the people here, and they can tell you where your skills are best used. Earn their trust, and you may earn mine. And if you're planning to join us, then I will have a very special task for you. A lot of people come to me, looking to join us, to climb the ranks. You look like you have ambition. If you earn my trust, you'll go far here.
Okay, I don't know whether I want to join them specifically. I would like to get to know the other factions first before I make a choice. I'm just interested in seeing where this tunnel leads.
I just can't believe that.
It's like storage.
It's his own fault. How is that even possible?
Oran's bar tab register. That's interesting, and I'll try to keep in mind that it's here, because it seems like a quest item to me, but I'm not going to steal it yet. I'm just interested to see where this goes. To the other side here. Was I here? Is the question, I guess. Or, well, was I? Okay, this is where the guy was that was talking about killing the outlaw near the pit. So I think I went in a circle, right? But that's, to a degree, that's actually good, because I can... wait, was I here? A bunch of ballista bolts. Yeah, I literally went in a circle. Oh well. Better get used to that. I'm not great when it comes to directions.
We'll talk later, yeah?
Not now.
I'm not sure why there is straight up money just laying on the ground.
You should come with me. See something more than Goliet.
With all the wounded there are these days, we can hardly keep up.
That's more of a reason. If we keep doing the same things, this war won't end.
Nothing we can do will end this war.
Someone has to do something. Doing the same thing again and again, it's insane.
But what can be done that the warlords haven't done already?
We can take a risk. Isn't it more important that we win this war rather than how we win it? Come with me. I need someone to watch my back when I go look for some supplies. And I know I can trust you.
I can't leave. Stormson, Caldron is counting on me. And there are so many wounded.
You patch them up. I want to give people a chance to fight back. If I can pull this off, you will have fewer wounded to worry about.
Okay, I will talk to them both, because their argument seems like an important...
Not now.
Like an important sort of conversation. So where is that Stormson guy? Because she stayed here. Did he go down? I think he is. I'm going to catch him because I'm not sure whether I'll be able to find him later.
Why are people so blind? How can they stare at the same thing as you and yet see something so differently?
You think everyone should think the same way?
No, but if something is so obvious, why can't people see it? We're losing this war. Our enemies can see it, we can see it.
So, why won't anyone do anything about it?
It's not like there isn't a solution out there, a way we can win. But people stick to their old ways and new thinking be damned.
Okay, I have too low charisma for him to confide in me.
If you say so.
There's no point saying unless you're prepared to do. If you stay here, incomer, you'll have to keep your views out there. I think Goliet's walls have narrowed the opinions of everyone who lives here. Ah, incomer. It would be good to talk later and hear your news.
I do need to increase my charisma, I guess, before anyone takes me seriously.
Nah.
Ugh, what was that?
Are you in need of medical supplies? It'll take time to prepare them, I'm afraid, with all the fighting we haven't any stocks left.
Do you help everyone who asks?
It is a healer's duty, especially in these times of war. And it is needed, bitterly, which is what I have heard from everyone we picked up. Terrible. I wish I could offer aid to all those in need, but it seems not even our magic helps us keep up with supplies.
Can you heal my wounds?
Let me have a look. You don't seem to have any broken bones. Here, I think this will aid you.
Thank you.
We are here to heal. Besides, the more people who can patch themselves up, the less time we'll have to spend picking up the pieces.
You must hear a lot about what's going on.
I don't need to hear. I get to see the results. The magic the Albs are using is so destructive. Somehow they're managing to use pure Elex, and it makes me fear for our warriors.
It's more powerful than Berserker magic?
It's more destructive. With the damage it's causing, I can't believe it isn't tearing the Albs apart too. It must hurt them.
Hurt? Yes. But they're trained to reject emotions and feelings.
Yes. They say Elex makes machines of men, but I have heard there are Albs who have escaped their addiction. I wish I could meet one. Knowing what they feel might help me assist others to overcome their addiction.
What do you know about Elex withdrawal?
I met an Alb separatist. He was brought in as a prisoner. His external wounds weren't so bad, but internally, emotionally, he was trying to cope with all those withdrawal symptoms, and at the same time he was rediscovering his emotions. All that pain, all that confusion.
What happened to him? Where is he?
He died. It was all just too much. I wish I could have learned more from him. If he could leave, so could others. Maybe that could offer hope to us all. May the sun shine on you.
Well, I'm actually an out defector,
I've had enough of that shit.
but apparently I can't tell her that. I might sleep until the morning for better visibility, because especially on YouTube, YouTube is very bad at processing dark videos, so I think it might be better if I move around during the day. But this episode has been long enough, and I have only explored what looks like half of the settlement. So I will have to continue next time.
I don't have any time right now.
And indeed, I will.
What are you doing here?
Indeed.
Hey, did you know there were some weapons brought back here to Goliet? Energy weapons taken from the Clerics? I'd be interested in getting a look at them, if you know how I could get a chance to do that.
And if I did know something about them?
That would be good, for both of us. Listen, what I need is some help. Let's be straight, you recently tracked down a pair of Cleric weapons, didn't you?
Is that an accusation?
This is a small town with lots of big mouths. There aren't really that many secrets. So, have you given those weapons over to the pit? Or do you still have them? I know some people who would be happy to pay for them. The Berserkers don't want them. The Clerics do.
Are you some sort of traitor?
Me? No, I'm no traitor. I just know some interested parties who would like to get hold of those weapons. I'm sure they would be grateful for your help. You'd be making some useful friends.
Friends? You mean you're a cleric, or you know someone who is.
That sort of accusation can get someone killed, so don't go shouting that at me. I'm no use to you dead. Besides, you can do with a friend, and the shards they bring.
What will you pay me for them?
Of course. I can offer you Elexit if you give them to me. That would only be fair. And should you wish to learn more about technology, I could point you to where answers can be found.
I guess that's an interesting legal question. Is it? Because it's illegal to own those weapons, you know, to trade those weapons among berserkers, but like, is it legal to sell them? Like, I suppose not, because the clerics are their enemies, so that's actually even worse. I'll keep them for now.
No, your Elexit isn't worth the risk.
Then superstition wins over reason. A loss for us all. Go, hand them in. A shame. I thought you would be clearer thinking than the others here.
Oh, so I can't do it. I can't do it now. I only had one chance.
You don't think technology should be forbidden?
Look at the people here. They want to change the world, but they're doing it one handful of soil at a time.
You're staying here although you don't like it. There's something wrong about you. Tell me the truth.
Okay, you seem to have figured it out. Well, it's safer here, behind these walls, than out there with the mutants. Particularly if you don't have an energy weapon. I was traveling in Edan with a comrade to scout for men and material. We found ourselves cornered by some mutants. I was the only one to survive the attack. I ran like there was no tomorrow, and left my weapon behind. I'm glad they found me and brought me to Goliet. Besides, there are things to learn here. The more people I can convince while I am here, the better it is for everyone.
So, is there anywhere to trade here?
That depends what you want to buy. Traders need to be authorized, and what they can sell is restricted. You'll need to look elsewhere if you want energy weapons, or anything more advanced than a hand-sharpened stick. And whatever you want to buy, you'll need to find the shards to pay. I could offer you some food as a gift.
But...
well, since you disagreed with me about the cleric's weapons, I'd expect you'd refuse an offer of food, too.
Is there anything else you don't like about Berserkers?
Don't get me wrong, the people here can be fair, they help those around them, and there's the wonder that is Berserker magic. And if you follow their laws, you will find acceptance here, all of which is 1,000 times better than you can expect from the outlaws. The people of Tavar might as well be mutants, the way they turn on everyone and everything. What I don't understand is the hatred for clerics here. The wars of the past are long gone. The enmity should be buried. Certainly the clerics believe differently about technology, but that's no reason to hate them. Is it?
It sounds like you've learned a lot about the clerics.
What about you? Are you going to pledge allegiance to the Berserkers? Run off to the outlaw way of life? Or follow an interest in technology to the clerics?
I don't know yet.
I don't need anyone, or any faction.
An outlaw in the making if I ever heard one. But I'd think again. At some point, you'll need to choose a side.
Tell me more about the clerics.
You know about the comet that struck our planet? Well, back before the impact, Magellan had technology that could take you into space, or to the bottom of the ocean.
So
the clerics want to see that golden age return. We don't want to abandon all the things our people achieved. The clerics think that with Kalan's guidance, technology can sort out this mess of a planet. That it can mean safety and progress for all the free people.
Well, that's a woefully short description. I was hoping...
Wisdom guide you.
I was hoping for a longer description of their religion specifically, because that's what I am most sort of suspicious about. It has been alluded in some of their propaganda that they are violently proselytizing, you know, that they want to convert everyone to their religion by force, which makes me...
I'm sorry. Unless this is official business, you should move on.
Which makes me instantly distrustful of them, and I was hoping he would tell me more about that, but I guess no such luck. But now that really has been long enough. In fact, it has been a little bit too long, but I think it almost feels like the conversation with him sort of started automatically. So I'm going to save here and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.